All right, welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
This time we're going to take a look at arguably the greatest footballer of all time, Lionel Messi,
Okay.
but through a bit of a different lens.
Interesting.
We've got a bunch of interviews with Messi that span, a few years.
Okay.
And what we're really interested in is who he considers his favorite teammates.
I like that angle. Yeah.
Because it's one thing to, list off the best players in the world or whatever,
Right.
but to get that personal insight,
Yeah.
even at that top level of, athletic achievement,
Right.
like who did you really enjoy playing alongside?
Absolutely. And I think when we look at those names, it really gives you an insight not just into, his personal preferences, but also
Right.
how those players complemented his unique playing style.
And right out of the gate, it's probably not going to surprise you that most of the players that Messi named initially
Okay.
came from his time at Barcelona.
Right.
So we're talking, Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, Busquets.
Oh, yeah.
The spine of that legendary squad.
Exactly. And that era-defining tiki-taka style of play, right?
Exact.
All those short passes and the movement and maintaining possession
Yep.
revolutionized the game.
They weren't just winning, they were dominating.
Dominating, and it forced everybody else to adapt.
And Messi, of course, right at the heart of it.
Right in the thick of it.
But here's where things get a little bit unexpected.
Okay.
Messi almost forgot to mention one particular teammate.
Let me think. Now, knowing Messi's history and the kind of players he's gravitated towards,
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Neymar.
You nailed it.
Right
Neymar
on.
Jr.
Wow.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah. He almost forgot.
Almost overlooked Neymar.
That's amazing.
It really speaks to just the absolute wealth of talent that he was surrounded by.
It's easy to forget just how potent that Barcelona attack was when those three were together.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you're talking about three players who individually could absolutely dismantle defenses.
Oh, yeah.
But when they clicked, oh my goodness, it was pure magic.
And it wasn't just about the skills. There was genuine warmth in their relationship.
Okay.
Neymar himself has said that, when he was struggling, Messi was there for him. And he said, quote, Messi came and gave me love.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
So it's a powerful reminder that even amidst that fierce competition, these deep human connections can thrive.
For sure. And I think it makes their eventual reunion at PSG all the more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
The football world loves a good reunion story.
Totally.
And this just added another layer to their history.
Absolutely. So back to Messi's list. He goes on to mention a few more names.
Okay.
Eos Suarez, Ibrahimovic, Villa.
Wow.
It's like a who's who of world-class spikers.
Yeah, and I think what's so interesting about this is it reveals he's got a preference for more than just individual brilliance.
Right.
These are all forwards who understand space timing, how to make runs that complement each other.
Yeah.
Eto'o thrived on finding those pockets of space behind defenses.
Right.
Suarez is known for his intelligent movement and relentless work rate.
And when you think about the fact that Messi has said that playing with these guys was easy,
Yeah.
It
It just makes you appreciate just how effortlessly he operates at that level, right?
it's insane.
It speaks volumes about his football IQ and his ability to elevate those around him as well.
Totally.
It's not just scoring goals, it's creating those opportunities for his teammates to shine.
Okay, are you ready for the full Dream 11 that Messi put together?
I am.
Okay, so in goal, he's got Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
Solid choice.
Defensively, he's got Dani Alves, Jordi, Alba Carlos Puyol, and Javier Mascherano.
Formidable backline.
For midfield, Xavi, Iniesta, and Ronaldinho.
Oh, wow. What a midfield.
And up front, Neymar, Luis Suarez, and Kylian Mbappe.
Mbappe, the only non-Barcelona player on that list.
Yeah, interesting, right?
It really is. It says a lot.
Like, he clearly sees something special in Mbappe.
He must.
I mean, can you imagine that front three?
Oh, my goodness.
Mbappe's pace, Neymar's flair, Messi's vision.
Unstoppable.
It would be breathtaking.
Breathtaking, but beyond the individual talent. I think what stands out to me is that this Dream 11 speaks to his values as a player.
Oh, yeah.
Teamwork, understanding the ability to play with intelligence and flair.
And now moving away from that Dream 11, Messi has also spoken about some specific teammates
Okay.
who had a profound impact on his career.
Oh, right.
And there are 6 players that really stand out in his memory.
Okay.
And what's interesting here is it goes beyond just raw talent.
I see. So there's an element of mentorship there, personal connection as well.
For sure. And one of the names that really stands out is Ronaldinho.
Oh, yeah.
And, Messi was just a teenager when he broke into that Barcelona team.
Right.
And to have someone like Ronaldinho, who was already a global superstar,
Yeah.
take him under his wing,
Huge.
it must have been just invaluable.
Ronaldinho's joy for the game and his willingness to share his knowledge that creates an incredible learning environment for a young player.
Oh,
This
absolutely.
speaks to his character as much as his skill.
Then there's the mention of Tito Villanova, Barcelona's former coach, who tragically passed away.
Oh, yeah.
And it's such a deeply personal and emotional choice, which speaks to just the impact that Villanova had on Messi, both professionally and personally.
That's a poignant reminder that even for the greatest athletes, those personal bonds, those shared experiences,
Yeah,
they leave a mark.
they really do.
They shape who you become on and off the field.
And speaking of those legendary figures, we can't forget Messi's praise for Pep Guardiola,
Of course.
who he called the best coach in the world.
Guardiola tactical genius was instrumental to that whole Barcelona dynasty.
Oh, yeah.
His positional play system built around quick passing, constant movement, creating numerical advantages,
Yeah,
perfect fit for Messi's strengths.
it really was.
Allowed him to exploit spaces and operate with incredible freedom.
Perfect illustration of how the right coach can unlock a team's full potential and help Monies reach new heights.
Absolutely.
But you know what's really surprising?
What's that?
There are actually 11 teams that Messi never managed to beat during his entire career.
Really? Wow, I would not have guessed that.
I know, right? You wouldn't think there's anyone left
Yeah,
that he hasn't gotten the better of at some point.
at some point, exactly.
And some of these teams are pretty obscure.
Like, who are we talking?
Villajoyosa, CF Yaclano Deportivo Strasbourg.
Oh, wow.
It's a good reminder that even the greatest players face their share of challenges,
Right?
and that football is ultimately a team sport.
Yeah.
You can have all the individual talent in the world, but sometimes the opponent's tactics,
Yeah.
the specific dynamic of the match,
Yeah.
and maybe even a little bit of luck
Lady Love.
can swing things in their favor.
Absolutely.
But I also think there's a valuable lesson here about perspective.
Okay.
Because, we tend to put these iconic players up on a pedestal,
Yeah.
but they're human just like us. They have good days and bad days, and they face setbacks just like everyone else.
It's a humanizing element that makes their achievements even more impressive.
Mhm.
They're not superhuman figures who just effortlessly glide through every match.
Right.
They've faced adversity, learned from it, come back stronger.
Totally.
Yeah, it really is fascinating to think about those 11 teams that Messi never beat.
Right.
Like, I wonder, is it just a quirk of fate?
Yeah.
Or is there something more to it?
It's probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that some of those losses came, during his early days with Barcelona B.
Right.
When he was still a young talent finding his way,
Mhm.
he hadn't quite reached that level of dominance.
Right. He wasn't the global phenomenon back then that he is now.
Exactly. And even later in his career, there were those isolated matches, like, the encounters with Strasbourg while he was at PSG.
Okay.
Sometimes the pieces just don't fall into place.
Yeah.
Even for the best.
It just reinforces that idea that football is a team sport
Totally.
at its core.
Yeah.
Even with someone like Messi on your side, the outcome depends on so many variables.
Right.
The opponent's strategy, individual performances on the day, a
Yeah.
little bit of luck here and there.
I think it also speaks to the unpredictable nature of the beautiful game.
Totally.
Like, we love it for the surprises,
Yeah.
the upsets, those moments that defy all expectations.
Those are the best.
Exactly.
And in a way, I think those unexpected losses make Messi's achievements even more remarkable.
Oh, for sure.
He's not some untouchable force who effortlessly wins every game.
Right.
He's faced adversity, learned from those setbacks, and continued to push himself to be better.
And speaking of those who pushed him to be better,
Yeah.
it's interesting to go back to the names that Messi mentioned.
Okay.
When talking about those who impacted his career.
Yeah.
We've already touched on, Ronaldinho and Tito Villanova, but there's another figure that stands out.
Who's that?
Deco.
Oh, Deco. Yeah, he was such a clever player.
So good.
Technically gifted, and with a real understanding of how to control the tempo of a game.
Mm-hmm.
They only played together for a few seasons at Barcelona,
Yeah.
but their partnership in midfield was a joy to watch.
Messi has said that, Deco was like a magician on the pitch and that he learned a lot from watching him play.
Yeah.
And it seems like, Deco's ability to read the game
Right.
and create opportunities for others really rubbed off on Messi.
And then you have Samuel Eto'o,
Yeah.
a player known for his pace power and clinical finishing.
Oh, yeah.
He and Messi formed a pretty formidable attacking duo
For sure.
during their time at Barcelona, and their styles just complemented each other perfectly.
Eto'o has said that, Messi had something different even back then,
Right.
like a unique spark that set him apart.
Yeah.
And it's clear that Messi valued Eto'o's mentorship,
Yeah.
both on and off the pitch.
It's a reminder that great players can learn from each other,
Totally.
pushing each other to new heights.
Absolutely.
And when you have that combination of talent, mentorship, and a shared desire to win, that's when truly special things can happen.
It's interesting to think about, the impact of those early partnerships on Messi's development. It wasn't just about individual skill.
Right.
It was about learning how to play within a system.
Right.
How to anticipate your teammates' movements.
Yeah.
How to create space for each other.
And that's a testament to the importance of team chemistry.
Totally.
The bonds that are forged on the pitch.
Absolutely.
Even at the highest level, it's those connections, those shared moments of triumph and adversity that really shape a player's journey.
And, when you consider Messi's longevity at the top of the game, it's clear that those early experiences played a crucial role in his development.
Absolutely.
He didn't just become a great player overnight.
Right.
He was nurtured, guided, and challenged by some of the best in the world.
It speaks to the importance of having the right influences early on.
Yeah.
Both in terms of mentorship and the quality of players that you're surrounded by.
Absolutely.
Messi was fortunate to have that at Barcelona.
He was.
And it undoubtedly played a role in his incredible success.
Now, before we wrap up our exploration of Messi's favorite teammates, I want to touch on one more player who had a significant impact.
Okay.
Dani Alves.
Dani Alves, a player who brought so much energy, flair, and attacking threat from that right back position.
It's insane.
Their connection on the right flank was almost telepathic at times.
They just seemed to understand each other's movements instinctively.
Yeah.
Alves would overlap, Messi would cut inside.
Right.
And defenses were constantly left scrambling.
Yeah, it was a partnership built on mutual respect and a shared love for the game.
And it wasn't just about their on-field connection.
Right.
They developed a close friendship off the pitch as well.
I see.
Alves has spoken about how he encouraged Messi to embrace his leadership role within the team.
Okay.
To be more vocal and take charge.
Interesting.
It's a testament to the human element of football.
It is.
How those personal relationships can have such a profound impact
Absolutely.
on a player's growth and development.
It's a reminder that football is about more than just tactics and formations.
Yeah.
It's about the people, the connections, and the shared experiences that make the journey so special.
Yeah. It's amazing to think, how all these personalities, all these playing styles all came together to shape Messi's journey.
It really is, and each one brought something unique to the table.
Totally.
Whether it was tactical brilliance, infectious energy, unwavering support.
Yeah, and as we've been discussing these individual players, I keep coming back to this idea of mentorship. It's clear that Messi benefited greatly from having these experienced figures around him, guiding him, pushing him to be better.
Totally.
It makes you think, doesn't it, about the power of these relationships, both on and off the pitch.
For sure.
Having someone believe in you, challenge you, and help you navigate the ups and downs of a career, that can make all the difference.
Yeah, think about the impact that Ronaldinho had on a young Messi.
Huge.
Or the guidance he received from players like Deco and Eto'o.
Right.
I mean, these were established stars who not only shared their knowledge, but also created a really positive and supportive environment for him to thrive in.
And even later in his career, when Messi himself became, a global icon, he still sought out those connections.
He did.
And his partnership with Dani Alves, both on and off the field, is a perfect example of that.
Absolutely. They understood each other's game instinctively, and their friendship added another dimension to that on-field chemistry.
For sure, Alves encouraged Messi to embrace his leadership role, to be more vocal and take charge, which speaks to the depth of their relationship.
Yeah, it really does. It's a testament to Messi's humility that even at the peak of his powers, he continued to value those connections and seek out guidance from those that he respected.
It's a reminder that, even the greatest players never stop learning and evolving. They're constantly striving to improve, to refine their craft, and to build those meaningful relationships that enriches the journey.
And, as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into Messi's world, I'm struck by how much we've learned about him as a person, not just as a footballer.
I agree.
It's easy to get caught up in the stats, the goals, the trophies.
Right.
But what really resonates is that human side of his story.
It's true. We've seen his loyalty, his humility, his deep appreciation for those who have shaped his journey.
And his resilience, his ability to overcome setbacks and continue pushing himself to new heights.
It's a reminder that even the greatest players are human.
They are.
With their own strengths, weaknesses, and vulnerabilities.
And it's those qualities that make their achievements all the more remarkable.
We often talk about, athletes being role models.
We do.
But I think it's important to recognize that true role models aren't flawless superheroes.
Right.
They're individuals who strive for excellence,
Yep.
who learn from their mistakes, and who value the people around them.
And in that sense, Messi's story is truly inspiring.
It is.
It's a story about the pursuit of greatness, the importance of human connection, and the power of perseverance.
It's a story that transcends the world of football.
It does.
And speaks to something universal within it all.
Yeah.
That desire to connect, to grow, and to leave a positive mark on the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we reach the final whistle on this deep dive, I hope you've gained a new appreciation for the human side of Lionel Messi.
I think we all have.
He's more than just a collection of records and accolades.
He is.
He's a complex and inspiring individual whose journey has been shaped by the people around him.
Absolutely. And it's been a pleasure exploring these insights with you.
Likewise.
And, I encourage our listeners to reflect on their own journeys.
Yeah.
To think about the people who have influenced them, the challenges they've overcome, and the values that guide them.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Remember, the most important victories are often won off the field, in those moments of connection, growth, and shared humanity.
So true.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that passion for the beautiful game burning bright.